It's Monday. And apparently the timing was not set correctly again. And also I'm being trolled because leaf blower guy 2 minutes ago was way far away and I was like, it's fine. And so just during the opening credits, he came and is right outside the window. So, apparently it's anything can happen Monday, and I didn't get the memo, so I'm only just realizing now that it's anything can happen Monday. But I think we're good. I'm dusty. My nails are a wreck. If it bothers you to look at my hands having sandpapered things for days, I'm just going to let you know now. But I hope you are having a wonderful day. Some of you, it's a holiday today. Some of you, it's not. Some of us have a holiday Thursday and Friday. All of these things. So I hope whatever kind of day it is for you, that you're having a good one. And if not, I hope that you can feel a little better by watching this. Is that okay? I'm all right with being a little, something to cheer you up after a bad day. If you're happy, if you're not, you're welcome. It's all good. Right, let's see who's here. So we've got, I know that Amy's here because Amy messaged me just as I was putting the camera live and it said, what time is today's live? And I just wrote, now, and then pressed the go button. So she had reported back. Thank you for that, Amy. And also, Amy understands half term and she's American, so that's amazing. So well done. Okay, but also hello to Debbie and Elaine and Fatima and Corinne and Sophia and Kat and Marvin and Laura. Lots of you here. Jessica. Yeah. Okay. So I do have a master plan for today because I've had a plan all the time for this last live. So that was good thinking. Shimelle, you made a good choice. What? Okay. Also, right now I have next month's kit here on the desk. And I wanted you to know. Doop, doop, doop. Oh, Kat, you have my heart. Kat says, we love you any way you turn up. That's totally what I needed to hear today, so thank you for that. Mwah. Okay, yeah, so if you wanted to order the June kit or you wanted to stock up on stuff, there's a 5% discount code today at scrapbook.com. So you can get there with the link that's in the description, my normal link. If you need a little reminder of what it looks like this one. Shursel.com/ oh, that's an O. Apparently I was half printing, half joining up. 2DB89. It occurred to me not long ago that it's been a long time since I've actually shown this on the screen. So it's always there in the description box, but this is what always takes you to the list of products that I'm going to be using. So right now it has what I will be using next month, which is a nice little stack here, right? So there's 5% off right now with the code. Today's code, I believe, is MEM2022. Double check it's on the offers page, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is, MEM2022. Anyway, 5% off. Yay! We love a discount. Also, we love proper reasons for Memorial Day, so please don't feel like I'm pushing you to shop. Okay. So this is the kit that I'm going to be using next month. I haven't filmed a walkthrough of this yet, so I'm just going to give you a quick little view. I went ahead and bought both of these, and I just want to tell you, because this was the optional backgrounds, and there's kind of a more collagey version and a less collagey version. I want you to know, this paper quality is epic. It is, for sure, the most solid cardstock. The printing is gorgeous. It's smooth and really sturdy. I think it'll cut beautifully too. So I might take one of these and cut that. I don't know that I'm fancy enough to cut one of these and do it justice, but the solids, I think I could give that a try. So anyway, those were the optional background packs, and I hadn't had 12 by 12 papers from 49 Market before, but let me tell you, I mean, I knew the art would be great because it's Katie from Designer Digitals, and she's great. She's been in the game a long time, and her work is beautiful. But the paper quality is fabulous, and I had not heard anybody sing the praises of this paper. So I mean, I hadn't heard anybody complain about it, but I hadn't heard anybody jump up and down and be like, "This is really nice paper." So here you go. This is really nice paper. I just had to say that. Okay. So really, really quickly, this is a little look at what I will be using in June, and I will film a proper flip through. There's clouds. There's multiple versions of clouds. And there's a cut apart. So we've got some Vicky B Sweet Rush. We've got some Paige Splendid. So that's Paige Evans' new collection. This black and white that has a rainbow on the background. I mean, shock horror. Shimelle went for a blocky rainbow stripe. It's impossible for me to ignore them. I love them so much. Fruit pattern. This one has a craft doily kind of pattern on here, but I 100% bought it for that. Textured ombre pink. Yes. This is also Paige. This one was interesting because it looks really different in the thumbnail than it does up close. And it's because the florals, if you take it down to a thumbnail, look really geometric. But it's also got this lovely thin striped lime green diagonal background. A wood grain. It's such a pretty wood grain. I kind of like both the sides of this. So I kind of wish I had ordered more. So that's from Fancy Pants, which their designs hadn't been speaking to me recently, but that one beautifully did. And I really like this tag sheet. Simple Stories, Let's Get Crafty. I don't know who designed this collection, like who on their team, but I really like it. It's kind of got a little Sasa vibe to me. Like it's not a Sasa product, but there's just little bits about it that speak to my Sasa loving heart. So yeah, happy with those tags. And then this is also one of these. Is it actually in the pack? No. Okay, cool. But same company. Yeah. All right. So that was all the papers. There were these options with words in rainbow colors. So either flat paper one from Pink Fresh or a chipboard one from 49 and Market. You don't need both. You could just use one, but of course I got both, so I can show you both. Tiny thickers from Paige. I love this elfin. I've had it in every color she's done. Puffies instead of enamel dots this time because look how much you get. That's Bo Bunny. These really cool tags have vellum pockets. A stamp set from Catherine Pooler, and I got the dies to go with it so that I am more encouraged to cut them out lots. This was a freebie on the day the kit went live, so I have this Celebrate die, and then a sticker sheet, or sticker set. This is not really a book, is it? A sticker set from Vicky B, and I love that these are uncoated, but with holographic gold foil. My favorite combination. And Haunted Mansion Purple, Villainous Potion. Okay, so that's what we're going to use next month. That was the quickest walkthrough ever. But the reason I wanted to do that is because today I'm going to cross over from the May kit to the June kit. And I'm going to do it because I'm taking these. So I'm going to use these sentiments with this paper from Pink Fresh, which was in the May kit. Fabulous. Okay? All right. Laura says everyone should be that excited about paper quality. Seriously. Amy says, are the Vicky stickers all cardstock or are there some clear in there too? Cardstock, 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 cardstock. Ooh, cardstock. They're all cardstock. Oh, yes. Yeah, all cardstock. That speaks to me. Fabulous. Yeah. So I'm going to use this and this today, and we're going to use up enamel dots and stickers that are left in the May kit. Look, I've even got a reason to use the backpack sticker today. So what I'm putting with this is 3 small black and white photos. Also, I'm going to preempt you. I'm probably going to scrap these photos differently in color too because I like both versions. I'm just going to put this color one away for another day. But I took these this morning and I was very excited about this page design. And then I realized, oh, I could just print them in black and white and then it would achieve all goals. So here's my bend and snap and then I'll do speech. 1, 2, that was a good one. 3. There we go. Does it bother anybody that I just did 3? Okay. Oh, I saw this go by on Fridays and I forgot. Where is it? Where is it? I just saw this. Elaine. Elaine's here in the UK and she accidentally got 2 of the Vicky Making Waves stencil. If you're looking for that one and you're in the UK, if you want to contact Elaine, she is looking for somebody who might want that one. Okay. Where's the jumping with excitement for cardstock stickers? Okay, your wish is my command. All the stickers are cardstock. Yay. I'm not excited about things. All right, so let's cut the bottom of this off. Let's do a little sketch. Let's do a little speech. Yes. And then I'll tell you about these photos and stuff like that. Oh, is there a side that makes this easier to cut? Yes. Okay. The one thing about cutting branding strips off white background papers is you're like, where do I cut? Where is it? But on the B side, sometimes easier to line it up. I mean, otherwise I got to get the, sorry, I went crooked. I got to get the ruler out and measure. There we go. So we're going to have this. So come here, my little sketch pad. And I'm going to keep it this side with the blue at the top, rainbow on the left. That's not squarish enough. There we go. And I've got 3 small photos. So they're going to be kind of spread out. 1, 2, 3. Maybe this one comes over here a little bit more. Yeah. And then using things like this, I'm going to match the embellishment to the colors in the rainbow as we go. Yeah, I love this sort of technique. It's one of my favorite things to do with rainbow papers or rainbow embellishments, is to just make the embellishment match the color pattern on the paper. So our paper design has this kind of thing going on. And remember, if you don't have this pattern paper and you end up liking this design, you could make something very similar. You would just need a watercolor set. If you've got some watercolors, and let me tell you, you do not need to invest in super fancy watercolors unless watercolor becomes one of your favorite techniques. And then you might as well get some good ones because they will be a joy to use. But this is going to be journaling over here. But yeah, you would just need simple watercolors, a sheet of good white cardstock that can handle the watercolor. So super cheap cardstock and watercolor don't get along very well. You could definitely do it on foundations paper, but you could do it on just a nice sheet of white cardstock like Basil is happy to take watercolor. Yeah. But if you ever buy the really thin stuff that's like a big bargain pack because it's nice for matting photos and stuff like that and it's affordable, that is where you kind of get into trouble, that it's not jumping up and down level quality. Yeah. But anyway, you could either just do brush strokes in a rainbow of colors, or you could tape it off. And you could, if you're really nervous about a painted background, take your washi tape or your masking tape or your mint tape and you mark off the top and bottom lines. You paint inside, you put it away. You come back when it's dry and you do the next one and you just repeat until you're all the way down to the bottom. So you could make a pattern paper like this. Is that going to take you time? Yes. Is it hard? No. Cool. All right. So then the journaling is going to go over here and probably title up here, but I'm putting a question mark with it because the title might be completely optional here. Well, the title is completely optional, but we may not put a big chunky title on it because we're going to have all these text pieces. But I do have both of these. I still have, I don't have any A's left here, but in the blue, I've got quite a lot. So maybe I would go to this and I could add in a title here, but it's still going to be pretty small. Okay? And I think the title could be optional entirely if you don't want to do a title. Okay. So here is a sketch that you can screen grab. That title doesn't look like it says title. I went a little crazy with that first T, but it says title. Okay. Right. Hi. My name's Shimelle. I teach online scrapbooking classes, design scrapbooking products, and help you use them to tell your stories in a creative way. It's not just my hobby, it is my job, and that means anytime I scrapbook on the internet, it's considered advertising, and legally I have to make sure you're aware of that. Are you aware of that? Thank you for watching my hashtag advertising. I'm really glad you're here. I'm really glad that you enjoy doing this sort of madness with me, and I will always answer any questions that I can. If you've got questions about what supplies do I use, where do I teach classes, all that sort of stuff is in the description box, and you can click through the links. There's links to get what's in the June kit, which is what I'll be using next time. There's a link to show you everything that's in the May kit, which is what I'm just kind of finishing using. And this is the last live with the May kit. But if you wanted to go back to that, there's a whole itemized list of the supplies. And there's also a video at the very beginning of May where I walk through everything that's in that kit, and I try to do that every month so that if you want to build something similar from your stash, you're good to go. I really want you to use the supplies you buy, whether you bought them 10 years ago or yesterday. Cool? And what else did I want to say? There was one more thing. I've forgotten, so it must not have been that important. But anyway, I very much appreciate you being here. Okay? Let's make this last layout with the May kit. Right. Can I see your comments? Sophia says, jumping up and down level quality, we now have a sliding scale now on how much you're willing to jump for the paper. Yes. And I love that there's s'mores discussions, totally. Okay. All right. Okay, the comments are all over the shop this morning, but they're all good. There's so many trains of thought, and I'm loving it, but I'm going to try not to get lost in it. So shall I tell you about these photos while I cut them out? So this morning, I have dropped a small person at a special day of learning a whole bunch of songs and dances from one show in one day to be performed. Today. So they start at 10 and they perform at 4. And we got there early because we'd never been to this place before. And I was worried that I'd get lost. I didn't get lost. So we were there with plenty of time. And it turned out that across the street there was this tiny little green area, which I'm guessing is where the older dancers go to have their lunch. But the younger dancers need to stay inside the building. There was nobody else there, so he was climbing all over this, and then he said, "Can you take some pictures of me? I would like to pose here in this cute little garden." And his poses were absolutely cracking me up, because he started with this one, which was his cool dude pose. Yeah, I'll have to give you close-ups so that you can get the commentary that goes along with each one. So this was his cool dude pose. I'm just standing here on this sculpted tree bench thing. And then he wanted to do a fierce face, which is kind of like a duck face, apparently. But this was the face he wanted to make. He said, "Can you do this one as a close-up?" Yes. And then he said, "Oh, I'm going to go to the other end, and I want you to take one more," which I at first thought looked very similar. But then when he got down, he said, "Did you notice how much I pointed my feet?" So all of that I want recorded in my journaling today. That's what I want to record. And bless him, he's got his backpack on, so I can use that backpack sticker that I've been trying to use every month. Oh my goodness. Every week, sorry. Amy says, "I think it's 4 Shimelle jumps is how I'm rating things from here on out." Corinne wants to know where you can get stuffed marshmallows in the UK. I've never seen the stuffed ones in the UK. It's hard enough at the moment to get normal American s'mores materials this year. There seems to be a graham cracker shortage. I've had real difficulty. I will tell you, of the British marshmallows, because we have this thing I've talked about before, where when you go to buy big marshmallows, not mini ones for your hot chocolate, but big roast over fire marshmallows in the UK, they come as the jumbo size. They're literally almost like they're bigger than a baseball, almost to a softball. They're huge. And they don't roast well because by the time you get the center soft, the outside is burnt. So you have to be like the most patient roaster in the world. I will give props that the Adhesive Avenger can do it. It takes ages. And I sit there going, I want my marshmallow now. I really, really want my marshmallow now. So you have to have his patience level at the fire, not my patience level at the fire. It's okay. We have different levels of patience for different things. And he can do it, but most people can't. And so the funny thing about this is that when you find those marshmallows, the packaging will be covered in American flags and the Statue of Liberty because this is supposed to be American style marshmallows. Well, I'm American and I can tell you 100% they are not American style marshmallows. But I have found something that I wouldn't have expected to be so good and is really good. So they're vegan marshmallows that you can get at Holland and Barrett. They're called Dandies, and I believe it's with an I-E, Dandies. And they're so good, and they're the right size. And yeah, Holland and Barrett. Now, most of the stores don't have them on the shelf. You have to do click and collect, but I'm just telling you, they're really good. And I don't know why they can make really good marshmallows without, and the rest of the marshmallows in this country can fail on so many fronts. But there we go. Right, so I'm going through this big die cut pack looking for different pieces to match the colors. Yeah? Oh, happy you day. This is definitely a happy day. Yes. They saw another orange one. Did I just flip it over? Yeah. So I've got orange. And then I need pink. Maybe this one? So there's a lot in here. So I'm putting a bunch on one page, but trust me, there's like so many pieces. How many pieces were in that pack? The packaging will tell me. Where did I just put the packaging? Here. 41. How funny is that? 41. I love it when the numbers end up totally random, and here's why. Insider info. The space that you get to chop for your die cuts will be a finite space. So it's not a charge per how many things you cut out. It's for the space. Like, it's going to cost you this much to have a piece of paper that's this big and make the die to cut all that and go chomp. So then it's just however many things you can put on that thing that you're cutting. Yeah? And the machine literally rolls the paper along and goes chomp. And so, so you get things like there's 41 pieces in the pack because that's how many fit in the thing that they wanted to cut, however many sheets. Yeah. Oh, Corinne says that Asda, for her, Asda have the Dandies marshmallow in the vegan section. Ours doesn't, but I love that. Also, Claire says these photos are tell me you're Shimelle's child without telling me you're Shimelle's child. You're right. It's totally it. I'll have to see what he thinks about the how many jumps scale of measuring things. We have the board game. Well, it's not really a board game. It's more, but it's a game that comes in a box. It's a box game, but you have to get up. There's no board. On a scale of 1 to T-Rex. And so he often will talk about things being on a scale of 1 to T-Rex. Yes, Sophia, that's absolutely it. Sophia said somebody plays word and phrase Tetris to design a die cut pack. Yes, that's totally it. And you really do. Like when you've got all the artwork, you're then like moving it around and you'll have different sets of measurements that you have to keep to because you've got to make the die that's going to cut it. So there has to be a certain margin between all of the different bends and cuts and all of it. It is a very intriguing part of the process. Yeah, it is definitely, I like this one. It's definitely Tetris. Okay, So I think I need a bit more yellow and a bit more green. One more of each of those. I have that one. And another, is there a little yellow one? So you could do this with the chipboard pack too. But I thought that would be cheating to I mean, it's not really cheating. But I didn't want you to feel like, oh my goodness, she's automatically using so many things that I don't have. That's what I mean by cheating. I try to make it doable. Okay, is there only one? Oh no, there's 2 yellow pieces in the whole pack. Is that it? 1. Yeah, there's only 2 that are yellow. Okay, well, this one isn't right, so we're just going to have 1 in yellow. That's fine. Okay. This one's going to go over here somewhere. So let's see. I want these in the order they happened, which is that way. Can I map them to match along? I think I can. So I've got some pink here. Whoop. Better to do the stripe maybe in the front. Yeah, okay. So, I don't know why I'm doing up there when this would be a far more economical use of the paper. Let's be sensible. But it's always easier to cut. It's always easier to cut corners, but I mean, to literally cut from the corner of a piece of paper is always easier than here in the middle, but I'm going to do it. Oh, AJ says the die cut chomp thing. Is that why Sassafras had a lot of them the same shape in the foldies and also in their stickers, but released them in different colorways? I don't, I never worked with Sass's team, so I don't know 100%, but that has always been my suspicion. Because yes, anything you see as a sticker or a die cut has to have a tool that cuts it. So yeah, it would need to be chomped. So I suspect that they used the same chopper and made multiple products from it, which I think is quite a sensible and good idea. I like it. Yeah. Okay. I've got these too. I'm wondering if something there will work. So I could do yellow, and the yellow floral is a bit better match, I think. So I'm going to try. Is that big enough there? Oh, look at that. Perfect. That doesn't happen very often, but we like it when it does. Kirsty says, I've always been curious what a graham cracker is. What's the closest British biscuit? Now, this is something I have opinions on. So I will say, most people equate an American graham cracker with a British digestive biscuit. And this makes sense in a way that they are similarly bland biscuits and they are not in each other's country. So you cannot get at a normal shop, you don't get digestives in the States and you don't get graham crackers here. Obviously there are import shops in both countries, but they don't count. Yes, we're talking normal supermarket. So there's that. But the shape and texture of a digestive biscuit is not correct. This is not a good comparison, in my opinion. Because a graham cracker has snap to it, and it's thinner than a digestive. And a digestive is far more crumbly, and it's thicker. Okay? So bear with me. I think the universal point in between is not the digestive, it is a Lotus biscuit. Now, a Lotus biscuit has more flavor than either a graham cracker or a digestive. However, the texture is right and it makes a really good s'more. So that's what I'm saying. Lotus biscuit. Also, I'm not gonna like go through it here because it's a little off color from my normal level of discussion. But if you're ever interested in the history of graham crackers in America, it is a trip and a half, and you can read about it on the internet. Claire says, I've had an epiphany. How about s'mores using malted milk biscuits? So if you like malted milk biscuits, then yes. But if malted milk biscuits to you feel too powdery or chalky, then I think then it would be disappointing. But if you like malted milk biscuits, yes. Now, I've had people say, but what about rich tea? Just no. Why? Why would you do rich tea biscuit with marshmallow and chocolate? No. Just step back from this idea entirely. No. That's my opinion on that. All right. I'm looking for the blue now. So I have the blue floral and stripe. It's the same paper as the other two. Is that the best thing for me to go for? I think it is. I don't have another blue in there. Okay. I'm not so sure how well this will match. And also, did I use the other blue sheet, the whole thing? Because I don't seem to have a cut up one. Yeah, I used the whole thing. Okay. So I'm all right to cut into this. Okay, so if I've got stripe there, floral here, let's do stripe at the top. And I can cut from the corner. Claire says, rich tea biscuit from Amy says, 0 Shimelle jumps. Correct. Claire says, rich tea can go straight in the bin. Yeah. Just, no. It's never going to make a lush, indulgent dessert, is it? I mean, could you maybe even, like, soak them to make tiramisu or something? I think they'd be too dense to make a good tiramisu. So, I can't think of what, other than if you like them with a cup of tea, I cannot think of something that would be good with rich tea. Okay, Americans. Am I going way, way, way off track? Swieback. Is swieback like a Kansas thing, or was that a more universal American thing? Like baby biscuits, swieback. I need to know. Kirsty says, are these papers left over from the May kit? Can you share what you have left? Yes. So these are from the optional background pack. So I had this in many colors. Yeah, and that was my optional backgrounds. What do I have left? So this sheet, that's the background here that I saved to use whole. I still have quite a few butterflies, and I'm thinking they might come into play on this. And I have this much of cut apart. And I have this much of this one, which is too intense for today, I think. I've got teensy pieces. Oh, here's how many clouds I have left. Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. But I still have quite a lot of the backgrounds. Fair amount there. I've got a tiny bit of rainbow up here. This much rainbow. I mean, to be fair, that's enough that I could use it on something. Okay, do I start sticking now? I think I do. Adhesive. You're here somewhere. Okay. Okay, swieback is not a Kansas thing. They still exist. Deb says, don't use them in s'mores. No, I would say no. But the reason I was wondering is because that's the one thing that a rich tea biscuit reminds me of. But obviously I haven't had one since I was a child. And so I don't know. But I know that it was a very like, the kind of Americans will know, the kind of Midwest culture of what do you bring to the church potluck or the 4-H potluck. Swieback pie crust was a thing. And so that's my last memory of swieback. I have no idea if I'm saying that right, by the way, but that's how it was pronounced, like, at 4-H. But I didn't know if they were still if they were still around. So there's a name for those kind of biscuits in this country too, but I didn't use them with WB, so I don't know what they taste like. But they're like baby teething biscuits. I can imagine the packaging at a British supermarket, and I can't think of what they're called. But yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna move these over to the side and stick these first. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna go right over the edge of this. You could do this and have that so that you see the pattern, but I think that's really gonna make it feel disjointed, where bringing it in is gonna make it feel like it all comes together. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm planning to do everything quite square because there's going to be a lot of bouncing back and forth on the horizontal, so I don't need angles brought into that as well. If I bring this one over, get a little yellow coming out the side there. I think that's okay. I think that's cute. Pink, bounce this back over to this side. So I don't want anything to feel like it's in a column. I want everything bouncing on that axis. That's so wonky. The wonkissity of it all. All right, I'm going to put this down and then put the photo on top. Hey, I just realized, leaf blower guy, he stopped. That's cool. Okay. Oh, Farley's Rusks. That's totally it. Thank you. Yeah. AJ knows the history of graham crackers. Yes. Graham crackers are particularly American because the history is very puritanical. Yes. And they use graham flour. This is correct. Yeah. Amy says, what do we make our cheesecake crust with in the UK, or do we not have cheesecake? I can put your fears at rest. We have cheesecake. Phew. So digestive biscuits do make a decent pie crust. I kind of like the graham cracker version better, but a digestive pie crust is definitely lovely. It's fine. I'm gonna go crazy with Pop Dots now. Pop it up with Poppy. Okay, yeah, so biscuit crumbs and butter. But Lotus biscuit crust is becoming a bigger thing, and this does fit in with my theory that Lotus biscuit is a far better graham cracker substitute than digestives. And Lotus cheesecake is amazing, and Biscoff spread in a cheesecake is amazing. Like, Lotus biscuits are just nice. Also, accidentally vegan, or maybe on purpose vegan, but I think accidentally vegan. And so WB can eat them, which is nice. Graham crackers he tends to be okay with too. It's just dairy that he can't have. So, like a lot of cookies do have butter, so quite often can't have cookies or biscuits, but those are all right. And strangely enough, he can't have chocolate digestive because they have milk chocolate on them. But he can't have like McVitie's digestives, but he can have M&S digestives. And M&S, through almost everything else, is like, we make it with real butter. So even their free from section has loads of things that are gluten-free but still filled with butter. And we're like, nope, that can't work. But their digestive, for some reason, have no butter in them. Okay, so then you match up the embellishment with the color in the background. Do you like how we're just kind of bouncing back and forth today between the biscuit talk and the paper talk? I think it's that kind of day. Okay, I'm gonna have to translate Claire here as well. So Claire says, I made a Lotus Rocky Road with Lotus Biscoff spread, white chocolate, fudge pieces, and mini marshmallows, and it was incredible, which will sound delicious even no matter where you are. But here's the funny bit. So Rocky Road doesn't really translate, and fudge doesn't translate. So how weird is this? So both countries have things called Rocky Road and fudge. They're not the same things. Why? I have no idea. So in America, Rocky Road is an ice cream flavor. And it's all the ingredients that we would put in Rocky Road here, but in an ice cream. But here, Rocky Road is like well, you don't really bake it. It's like a tray bake thing. So you make it in a tray, and then you cut it into slices. So you pick it up like a granola bar or a cake bar or something like that. But it's not cake. It's melted chocolate with stuff in it. Yeah. Debbie says biscuit talk and paper talk sounds like her joy. I love it. Oh, leaf blower guy's back. He doesn't appreciate biscuits. What can we say? The other thing that's different is fudge. Oh, Carrie wants to know who named them digestive. It doesn't have any appeal. The reason they're called digestive is exactly what you think. They were made that you would eat them to settle your stomach. So they're like totally bland. They kind of sometimes get the same purpose here as saltines in America. Yeah. Like saltines and soup is what you would have if you didn't feel very well, like growing up in the States. But we don't have saltines here. And yeah, so digestives, their name comes from exactly that they were made to aid your digestion because they're bland. Right. Anyway, where were we? Fudge. So fudge is also a different thing here than there. What? And it's not completely different like Rocky Road. Like they have their similarities, but they're not exactly the same. So if you ordered it, you might be very surprised. So fudge in America is pretty much essentially linked with chocolate. Now, the texture when you make fudge with chocolate is the same in the two countries. But a lot of fudge in the UK has nothing to do with chocolate. But we do have chocolate fudge cake. And in that case, it is the American definition. If you order chocolate fudge cake in America and in the UK, you will get the same thing. You will get what you think you're getting. It might be drier here because apparently, dry cake is a legacy that we're having to overcome with the infiltration of Americans who go, no, that's not how you do it. But life's too short for dry cake. I'm just saying. Yeah. But chocolate fudge cake is chocolate fudge cake in both countries. Now, what else? But fudge here can have all sorts of different flavors that have nothing to do with chocolate. Which I wanted this to go on top, but it's not going to work. So I got to do it the other way. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. AJ says, American Rocky Road is disappointing because they always put nuts in it, and the UK version sounds delish. So, yeah, the UK version will have just whatever you've got. So it's an excellent recipe to like make with random stuff that's in your pantry. Like if you have a quarter of a packet left of 6 different things, Rocky Road! Yeah. And then that also makes it a really nice thing to get at independent like coffee shops and stuff. Like if you buy it at Costa or Starbucks or whatever, it's going to be the same in everything. But if you get it at a little place where they're actually making it themselves on the premises, it's going to be different every time. And that's quite exciting. But it is a sugar-loaded treat. And so if you're somebody who eats something that sweet and then is like, oh my goodness, I cannot function because I've got so much sugar in my system, which can sometimes be me, then it might not be your cup of tea. You might be better off with a cup of tea. Okay, I wanted this to go the other way. But I'm trying to make here. Or maybe I have to put the backpack sticker in here with this. Or something. And this goes separately. Okay, because I can't seem to make those work together as much as I want them to. Where is this backpack sticker going to go? It's mostly pink. So do I put it down here? I think so. Yeah. We're good, we're good. Right, let's keep, don't get too distracted there, Shimelle. Keep going with the blues. Jade says, is a chocolate fudge cake the same as a chocolate mud cake? Pretty similar. Yeah, I think that might just be regional naming. If you did this shortcut version of a chocolate mud cake, would you use like Betty Crocker devil's food and then a chocolate fudgy icing? Because that's what chocolate fudge cake would be here. I'm trying to think of what universal things do we have in common, and we do have Betty Crocker cake mix. so that would be a point. Yes, Carrie, you're absolutely right. Rocky Road here is more like chocolate bark in the States. We don't normally have chocolate bark here. We have Rocky Road, but Rocky Road is just chocolate bark that's thicker. Yeah. Claire says, because somebody else said, who said that? Kirsty said, I don't like fudge because I had a bad experience as a child. So Claire says she had a bad experience with salad and now she can't eat it. That's her story. She's sticking to it. Oh, you funny girl. Can I cut this apart and put it in the different parts of the page? Because I think that's what I should do. But is it just going to be foamy inside because it's a puffy? Does it have to be sealed? I bet it does. I'm not sure about that then. Okay. The pink one, I was thinking I would put over here and have the journaling run around it. But I could put it over here. Yeah, let's stick all to this side. Let's stick all over here. Okay. Okay. Where something just went flying there. Okay. Put this is not straight. Put this little green hello with the just a little note from me. Hello, just a little note from me. It's like those were made to go together. Okay, I need more blue. And this one up at the top. Oh, how many leaves can there be? Can you hear him today, or have I got him drowned out enough on the microphone settings? It's hard for me to check while we're live. I can see like the levels, but I can't tell how much of that is me and how much of that is background noise. Okay. Oh, Sophia says there used to be a handmade fudge stall in the covered market in Greenwich that was always amazing. So the fudge stall upgraded and they have a shop inside the market. And it is very, very good. It is dangerously good. Oh, Corinne's already said Leaf Blower Man is back, so yeah, you can hear him. I'm sorry. When he's just like 2 houses away, then I can get him out of the audio entirely. But when he's right outside the window, I'm afraid this is what it sounds like. I can't take the background out anymore. Otherwise, I'd just take myself out too. Okay, so put this one right up the top, I think. Now, then that means I've lost this one, but I think that's okay. I think 3 up there was too much. Okay, now, enamel dots are here. Puffy stickers are here. So I have lots of green dots. I have some yellow, I have some orange. I have a couple blue. Okay. Can I make any more of these work? Got a yellow there. Where would you put the multicolored ones? I feel like I can't make this work because I've already got 2 down here in the pink to the point where I've covered up most of the pink. And I can't make this point to something good. Oh, how annoying is that? I really wanted to be able to just use those all up, but I don't think I can. Okay. But I do have butterflies left, so we'll do that. Okay. Right, enamel dots. Do I go all in and put this whole page, whole sheet, everything that's left? Should it just go all in? I can do it. It won't be bad. It'll be cute. Yeah, so we've got lots of orange there. Got, let's do 2 yellows here. Lots of green. Do it. You're so funny. Hey, Sarah's been at Comic-Con all weekend. How did it go? Sarah is done with school for the summer. Whoop whoop. We love it. We love it. Corinne's diabetic, and so she's having a sugar rush just listening to all the talk about chocolate and things. I hope you're okay. Do I need to put a warning label in the description box? Oh my goodness. I kind of love all the dots. I'm so glad you told me to go for it because I'm loving it. Okay. I do have a whole bunch more in light green. I'm going to overlap onto the yellow here. Under there. There. Here. Cuteness. Okay. Here. That's a lot of green dots, but it's kind of fun. Okay. So I've got some open space here. No, that's too red. It's an orangey red, but it's too much. I think that's the right amount of stuff there. Oh, but I've got butterflies. Okay. So have I got a butterfly that's orange, maybe orange and yellow that would fit right in there? Yes, this one. So I have that butterfly there. If I got a tiny blue one, the tiniest blue one is down here. Because I'd like, you know, it would make me happy if I could do 3. Of course it would. Don't have green butterflies. What's in that cut apart? Just checking. No. Okay. So I don't have a green, but do I have like pink and orange? Yeah. This tiny one here. I think I have to go with the little ones. Oh, it's even smaller here. Okay. I know. Shimelle and her butterfly papers. I just massacre the paper in order to isolate certain butterflies. I do it every time. Right, let's cut out some butterflies. And I'm not inking anything here. It's It's all nice and white and crispy. Haven't had a white and crispy layout in a while. But this is white and crispy for sure. One there. Elaine says, do I need to worry about room for the title? If I put a title on, it's going to go over here. Oh, Casey, that's adorable. Casey says, Sebastian still has school until next Tuesday, but then he has summer camp and he's very excited. Is it like overnight camp or day camp? Because if Sebastian is already going to overnight camp, I'm going to be like, oh my goodness, how long have we been doing this? Because I feel like Sebastian can't be old enough for it, but I'll allow it if he is, and I will share in his excitement. Claire says, white and crispy. Are we still talking about chocolate? Milky bars are on you, Claire. Yellow. Blue. If the U.S. doesn't get exactly 104 days of summer vacation, like the Phineas and Ferb song, I will be upset. I refuse to count what mine were because I like the Phineas and Ferb song too. There's 104 days of summer vacation, and school comes along just to end it. So the annual problem for our generation is finding a good way to spend it. Like maybe, and then they give you all the good things that they're going to do over the summer holidays. And Phineas and Ferb is a highly underrated epic cartoon. Love it. Also, Phineas and Ferb is the thing that WB will comment on if over my shoulder he realizes that I'm looking at the Vinted app. Do you know, is Vinted in the UK is a bit like Poshmark in the States. It's secondhand stuff. I don't know if I don't know if Vinted is international or just UK only. But if you don't have it in the States, it's like Poshmark. It's not like eBay because you're not bidding. It's just people saying, here's what I have left, leftover surplus to requirement. Who wants it for a couple quid? It's great for children's clothes because children have a habit of growing out of their clothes before they're worn out. And so WB gets a lot of vintage stuff. But it cracks me up because if I'm just quietly looking at the Vinted app and he looks over my shoulder, he'll just really quietly say, can you just do a search for Phineas and Ferb? Just in case something cool turns up. Just in case. Just in case. Hello to Ginny's boys who are Phineas and Ferb fans. I love it. I love it when people's ears perk up because they've heard something more exciting than scrapbooking to them. Oh, I do love Phineas and Ferb. I found him on Vinted, speaking of. I found him Phineas and Ferb Vans, like the shoes. But they're a good couple years off, so they're in his cupboard. And I was like, yes. Yes, we'll do that. Phineas and Ferb trainers. Oh! Sophia had to explain Phineas and Ferb to her boys when Tango on Hermitcraft did the Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated building. Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated. So Minecraft series that we watch in this house as well as Sophia's house. And one of the players built Doofenshmirtz headquarters. Yes, so then her teen was a big, big fan. I love it. Oh, Georgia. Georgia's been in a work meeting. How unexciting. You missed me using up like all of the enamel dots. What did I do with the plastic from them? Normally I'm like, I finished something. This is a monumental thing. Here it is. Here, it's clear, so I couldn't find it. Look, Georgia. No more dots, because guess what? They're all here. Hey, the gang's all here. Okay, so journaling's going to go here. And you want to know something funny? I might pencil lines in, not to erase them, just pencil them in. Or, you know, could draw them in like this or stitch them in. But yeah, I think something lined here, and that I'm going to say that so that if you feel intimidation of going, okay, so I've done all this, and I like you've done this part of your layout too, and then you're like, oh, now she wants me to handwrite onto this white and crispy background. Give yourself a way to make it easy. So you could put it in a box. I'm not going to use this journaling box, but let me just cut it out so that we could have a look at what it would look like. So you could do a journaling box and tuck it behind here all the way to where that color goes. Yeah? And you could journal in there. So that also gives you a way to cover it up. You could use, if you write it onto the background and it goes wrong, you're going to cover it up. So you could use even a 4x6 horizontal card and just cut it down a little bit and put it underneath there. But what I'm thinking is I'm going to take the time to put lines in because I think it will go nicely with the style of this. I don't want more color over here unless I did the stitching in a rainbow. Oh, Shimelle, I don't think you have what it takes to do that. I mean, I have the thread, but I don't know that I have the patience, but I like the idea a lot. So get threads in the colors here and machine stitch like a mini rainbow down here that matches that rainbow there. Like, am I out of my tree or does that sound epic? But it also sounds like a lot of time rethreading my sewing machine. So there's that idea. Title, and then the writing's going to go underneath. And so I'm actually not going to stick the title because I think if I am going to sew it, putting it through the sewing machine with these little letter stickers, they're just going to go flying. So title could go right along there where the top line is where I would put the title. So I would start it underneath this yellow box here and put the title in there. And then the lines, more suggestions include, Claire says, nobody has time for that, use the pencil. And at the very same time, Sarah says, it sounds epic, but also time consuming. Heather says, the rainbow sounds epic, but is the kitchen calling? Yes, yes, yes. I love, you're all on the same lines. You're like, that would be cool, but take a lot of time. And AJ says, it would be epic, but would it be hard to write over the stitching? And so, yes and no. I've done it before, so I have a little practice. So the only time it gets hard for me to write over stitching is when you have descending letters. They're going to take you over the thread. So if you do this sort of thing, my advice is go slow, so that you can take your descenders through the gaps in the stitches. Elaine points out that Paige and Missy would both do it. Totally. Marie suggests a stamp that looks like stitch lines. Yes. Yep. Elizabeth wants to know, why is there a leaf blower at this time of year? I have no idea. He goes out every day once the trees have leaves. And apparently it's not even like a 5-minute thing. He's doing the whole block. I don't get it. Nope. Don't get it. Right. Other journaling ideas. Cut it out and put it, write on plain paper and then cut it into strips and put that on top. Yes, that's from Debbie, and that would definitely work. You could even do white strips on top of the white paper. Still look really well. Or you could do strips in a rainbow of colors and add that. That would look lovely. Sarah says it would look white and crispy if you did your journaling on vellum and then put the vellum piece in here. Also a beautiful idea. Lots of different ways that we could do it, and I'm loving your creativity and thinking around this idea. Right. Thank you, Jolene. Jolene's just here to chime in that she loves the layout. Thank you so much. By the way, if you like this layout, you can give it a thumbs up. Yeah, you can give the video a thumbs up. Also, if you like biscuit discussions, you should give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up if you like biscuits. Right. I think that's everything that I have for that layout. So that's what's going to go here. Just a little idea. If you wanted to use this paper this way, this technique would still work. it's going to take all your pieces across the colors that way. But it's okay if they go, like, see how I've brought the green into the yellow? It's not a bad thing. So if your photos suit it more to do a horizontal, take the rainbow across the horizontal either direction, you can still use this idea of having the embellishments match the color, and it'll just go over the edges, and it's still absolutely fine. Don't let that throw you off. Okay? Kristen says, do the journaling in colored pencils, and then you could pick your colors to match the colors of the rainbow and still do the little mini rainbow idea. Okay, and then lots of you asked for a kitchen update, and we're still going. I don't know if you could just hear a clamp going just then. I think that was a clamp. But yeah, so I'm going to get back to that. I got to go sort out this boy doing his performance and then go see how the day has gone, and then come back to the kitchen. But I'll pop a photo on Instagram stories to show you where we've got to with the kitchen. So there's a lot that's been done, but there's still a lot to go. So we're getting there. We're plugging at it. It is a very time-consuming thing, but at the end, we're going to be so, so happy. Claire says, thumbs up if you like Jumping for Joy at Craft Supplies. Yay! So here we go. I think this is all stock. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget, there's that discount code at scrapbook.com, and you can go to get next month's kit. Oh, and then let's have a quick reminder. I can't believe that when I look like this in kitchen building mode that I keep going to the face cam, but you know, it's reality. This is what I do to make sure that my hair doesn't get all over the wood when we're varnishing, and even like this, it's a fail. I need to like glue it back. I need a hairnet to sand things. My hair gets everywhere. Anyway, different schedule for the rest of this week, okay? So I will be live in class on Wednesday, but I won't be live as normal on Friday. And that means that the kit is not going to go live on Friday. It's going to go live early on Wednesday. And I know there were offers this weekend and people said, could you put it live early? And no, I'm just past my limit and could not bring that forward any further. So I apologize for that, but it is what it is. So it's Wednesday, and the kit will go live about 1:30 in the afternoon on Wednesday. If the timing is a little bit off, don't panic. I will leave a little note in the YouTube channel bit and on my Instagram stories to tell you when it's live. So if you watch in either of those places for an update, and it'll be on the normal link. And then I will do my first live with the June kit next Monday, so a week from today, the same time. Cool? And I'll get the June schedule put up so that you can set reminders for those things if you want. Okay, right, back to the desk because you've had enough of that. So here was the sketch, and here's the layout, and my journaling is going to go over here with maybe a little title piece above that. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for all the thumbs ups. You're adorable. And you can all jump up and down for your craft supplies. And I love it that Sophia says, why are you not just doing it in a shower cap? And I honestly had never thought about that, and it's the perfect answer. So I might have to do that when we start the next bit of varnishing. That'll be great. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad that you're smiling. Thank you, Claire. Right, everybody have a great week, and I'll see you in a week's time. Or if you're in class, I'll see you on Wednesday, okay? Stay creative, stay safe, stay happy. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.